Hey guys, Carlos Perez here. The other day I was working with a buddy of mine, and we were just, talking about our trading, how it's going. And I had, I had developed a good trading bot about a month ago, and I've been really putting it through the ringers. And it's based off of this strategy right here, where there's four stochastic indicators. The top one is the fast indicator. And how it works is when these bottom three stochastics are all under 20 or over 80, the top one, the fast one, triggers an alert for that trade. So in this example, you see they're all under the 80, and this one triggered that arrow right there. And in the same instance, just like over here, if they're above the 20 or the 80, it triggers a trade. So when these trades get triggered, the bot that I have allows you to do it on a semi-auto or fully auto um, way of trading it. Basically, semi, once it goes in, you have to arm it again if you want it to go in again. Fully auto, it stays in during the whole time. So as you can see, it's dealing with the overbought, oversold areas. So when there's a lot of activity where it's overbought, it's going to cool down. It triggers that. Activity where it's going up, it triggers the up one. So that's the strategy behind that. Now, I've been running it on an account. My buddy's been running it on an account. And so far, we really like how it performs. And I'll give you an example of how to use it. So in this one, we're going to basically just have it run from 6 a.m. to 11:30. That's not something I recommend, but for this test, we're going to do that. And we want to hit a profit of 900 or lose 600 for the whole day. We have our target at 15 ticks and our stop at 30. So this bot is four bots in one. It allows you to trade gold, the NQ, the ES, and Bitcoin. So one bot allows you to do all of those, and you'll have our custom settings for each one that you want to trade. Also, our stop strategy, where this one does not entail a trailing stop. It's either going to hit 15 or hit 30. There's no locking in profit just because of how this particular bot is. We're going to set it to two contracts just because we want to make sure that we're not overextending ourselves should we hit a loss, because a loss with two contracts at 30 ticks would be $600. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to arm it. I'm just going to turn this on. So it's going to start at 6 o'clock. We're going to arm it long, arm it short, and go fully auto just for this example. And we're going to speed it up some. Now, it doesn't trade a lot. So if you're someone that you want a lot of activity, you're not going to get that because, again, it's dealing with those overbought and oversold zones. So it's not going to just, put you in, a gazillion trades. And you'll see when it starts up here, it's not started yet because it's not 6 o'clock. So you can also set or block out times where you don't want to trade. So if there's a news event or something, you can arm that inside the indicator and it will stop trading 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock now. You see that it's armed. And again, this bot does not trade a lot, because it's dealing with those overbought and oversold zones. So you could go a whole day without a trade. I mean, I've had that happen before, depending on what time you get in. Usually, I like going about 9:30ish. I like to be done by 10 o'clock.
Order
So,
filled.
okay, so we got an order executed on a sell, and we'll see that's at 6:06. So at 6:06, it would have taken that trade, and we'd have been in the trade waiting for it to either hit its profit or its stop loss. So we're still going. And I got this at 10 times the speed. So this would be really slow if I slowed it down to the actual time itself.
Another one.
Okay, so that was a profit of, you can see here, 290. Multiple contracts, you get in. When they get out, they may not always get out at the same time. So instead of being an even 300, on this one, it was 290. So again, it doesn't trade a lot. I'm going to probably be on here quiet more often than I'm talking because there is a while between trades. There was an instance where I had like back-to-back trades, which was really phenomenal. I wasn't expecting that, and they both panned out. But usually, you're just going to be sitting here. You're going to make sure that everything is set correctly. You don't want to leave it alone. You want to sit here. If you're doing it with a prop firm, you're going to want to just do semi-auto, and you're just going to arm and disarm it. So when it would have went into a trade, it would have stopped. I would just had to hit semi-auto again, and that would put it back into a trade. So again, we're going to be here, probably with a lot of silence, just waiting to see what's going to happen next. Um, and typically, like I said, I don't do the 6 a.m. market. My buddy does, and he swears by it. He loves that 6 a.m. So if anything, I would probably, if I had to alter anything, I would probably alter it to 8:30, get that pre-market, push that comes around that news time. But I found 9:30 to be good. Now I'm not a big fan recently because there's so much back-to-back news, and the news is just like I said, it's back-to-back 8:15, 8:30. Not, you know, it's ridiculous. So you really, have to monitor that kind of stuff. I know certain firms allow you to trade news, others don't. But with rules constantly changing, I find it better not to trade the news at all. So again, we're going to be sitting here waiting, not really talking about anything. Again, if you decide you want to do NQ or ES or Bitcoin, you just attach the indicator to that chart, and it'll automatically confirm that it's the CME and an NQ sniper, BTC sniper, or ES sniper. So according to your chart, it'll automatically change. We also use custom candles. These are high frequency trade bars. We got it set to 9. All of the other instruments have their own custom settings, their own custom stop. So you don't really have to guess or play around with anything. Out the box, you can use it. The thing is just to trust the process. You know, just be conscious of what you're doing. If you're setting your limit for your stop loss a day at 600 and you're doing 2 contracts, you're going to get in on one trade. And if it goes against you, you're done for the day. You hit your $600 loss, you want to walk away, you want to pick it back up later. Some people decide, to trade higher contracts. Some people go in and just make the one contract, I mean, the one trade like this at 300 and they'll stop. The reason I'm against that is because if you do have a loss, let's say you have a win today for 300, a loss tomorrow for 6, that has you negative 300. On your third day, you have another win. Now you're at break even. That gives you 2 more days. 2 more days that if you have 2 wins, that's $600 for the end of the week. If you have a win and a loss, that's negative $300 for the week. If you have 2 losses, that's negative 1,200 for the week. So you typically want to stay in a trade or stay trading until you're making over the amount that you would lose. So in the event you have a loss, it's kind of offset. So for example, with a profit target of $900 a day, if I win 2 days, that's 1,800. If I lose one day, that's minus 600. So 18 minus 6, I'm still at 12. I lose another day, another 6, I'm still at 600. If I lose the last day, which is highly impractical, like not even really possible to lose like 5 days in a row. But if you did, 4 days in a row, then you would be at a break even for the week. No true loss. But if you had 3 wins, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and 2 losses, again, that would be $2,700 minus the 12. So you would still be up 1,500 at the end of the week. So it's really about proper money management just to ensure that you are doing everything, correctly. So this is one of those things where we do have a flatten button. We put that there because sometimes there may be a trade that, executed improperly and you just want to get out of it. You get flattened. But if you trust the process, you trust your settings, you back test, you go back and play back and you back test, you will start to see that, these settings are pretty good. They're pretty accurate. And if you trust the process itself, you will be profitable. Again, you can play around and you can, try different times. That's always recommended to enter the market. You can try, well, I really want to mess with the settings, but if you're one of those people that you really like to tinker, then you could go in there, you can change the stop and the take profit and just kind of play around, with maybe you want, you know, what is it, 15 and 30? Maybe you want 10 and 20. You want to make $100 and you're willing to lose, you know, $200. I don't recommend that because we tested it with these custom bars. These are the custom bars that we, basically built this strategy on. And with that said, I'm just going to be quiet for a minute, see if we have any other activity. Again, it did the first trade roughly around like 608, six something, and maybe like 610. It took like 8 minutes into the trade. We don't have anything else happening right now. So again, if you're someone that wants to see a whole bunch of trades, this is not going to do that. This is going to just deal with, that market being overbought or oversold. And that happens multiple times a day. Sometimes it doesn't happen, during the session you may trade, but it does happen. You do hit those peak levels. So I was just sitting here, we'll watch and see if anything else happens. So we have it set from 6 to 11:30. Again, I don't usually have it that long. I don't trade that long, but because my buddy does 6 o'clock and I do 9:30, I said, well, let's combine the two and just kind of see, see what happens. So he's out of the market by 8:30. So if anything happens before 8:30, then those are the times that he's in there. That'd have been great for him. Anything after 9:30, that's the time when I enter and I'm done. So I just combined the two. So instead of going from 6 to 8:30 and then restarting at 9:30 to 11:30, I just basically said let it run from 6 to 11:30. Okay, it entered another trade just now. That's a sell. And as I said before, the three stochastics at the bottom, once they, cross the 20 to 80, the top one triggers that alert. Okay, and that one right there was also a profitable trade. So, they were what, about an hour apart? So again, not a lot of activity, but if you're the kind of person, that just wants a more solid trade versus activity, then this would be for you. So right now it's up to 590. Be right back. I'll take a quick break, grab some water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We've been running for about 15 minutes almost. And it's, according to this clock, it would have been 7:48 in the morning. So my friend would have been done for the day with that first trade, but I'm trying to get him to actually understand that you need to actually be in and trade above what your stop loss would be. That way, again, when you have those days where you get stopped out, your wins, surpass those. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to watch the bars together. Should have played some music for this, but okay. So again, like I said, it's a sound strategy. There are days where it's not going to be profitable, but if you're just doing your money management correctly, then that's not really going to be an issue you're going to have. Okay, it's about to turn 8 o'clock on the playback. So we're going 10 times faster. So you can imagine how slow this would have been if we weren't, skipping ahead 10 seconds each time that the clock ticks. So, it's not a fast one. We do have another bot, and that bot does reversal bars, custom reversal bars. With those custom reversal bars, it's really fast, and we do that specifically for the NQ. Now, this bot right here is only going to cost you $800, but with the $800, you get a reseller license, so you have the ability to resell it to your friends. Now, I will help people get set up. I'm an affiliate with a hosting company that I get my server from. If you use my link, then I will gladly go in there and set your server up for you. I'll install the bot for you. The only thing you have to do is determine what times you're going to be trading and how many contracts. This does work with the trade copier as well. So if you have a trade copier because you have multiple accounts, it does work with that. And again, the bot is $800 and you get to sell it to whomever you choose at whatever price you choose. I recommend that you basically just sell it to people that are close to you, people that you want to see in a position where they're able to make a profit every week, every month. That way, you're really not abandoning people that you've done business with perhaps in the past or family members. You're kind of helping them along their way as well. And this video is going to be really long. We're already at 17, almost 18 minutes. So I might just shut it down. Or I guess I can speed it up some more. Let me try to speed it up to 20. Let's see what happens at 20. Okay, so we sped it up to 20 times. So you can see the clock now is skipping 20 seconds every time. That's only because I'm going to try to get as close to 9:30, which is the time that I would usually be trading. I don't know if there's any more activity down here at the pre-session time. Okay, so 8:35. There probably won't be activity until after 9:30. There's an instance where he actually let it run a little bit past 8:30, and it did enter a couple a trade. Like I said, it's dealing with specific levels, so it's not dealing with bar sizes or anything like that. This is just all that market weight. Okay, it's 8:48, 49. I don't want to speed it up too quick, so I don't want to miss it going into a trade. Like I said, typically, you're doing, your 6 to 8:30 or, If you're doing the London market, you're 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now he just started trying to test the 3 o'clock session, the actual opening of London. I'm waiting for the results on that. He said it looked favorable so far, and he does that in a sim account. But I suggest too, when you're actually running the bot, have one on sim. So during the day when you have your prop firm accounts or your live account trading, keep one on sim because let's say, for example, your stop for the day is 600, your profit is 300. Let's say you hit your stop. So you hit your stop at 600, but you're curious, how well would it have done if I would have stayed in, if I'd have took my daily stop a little bit higher? You let that sim keep running. And I typically do that, and that just helps build confidence so that you can see it's like, okay, yeah, there was that one loss, but everything after that was a win again. So it gives you the ability to kind of gauge for yourself so you can get really, really comfortable with what you're doing. Okay, we're at 20 minutes already, it's 21 minutes, and it's just about to be 9:30 momentarily, which is the time that the New York opens, and that's when we would usually get activity. So I'm gonna let it keep running, probably not till 11:30 now that I'm seeing how long this is taking. I'm gonna let it run a bit of the New York session, just so that for this video purpose, you can kind of see the two different times and how they work. Okay, 9:30, the market just opened. It's been a day with not news or anything. Okay, there it goes. Because typically when there's news at 8:30, at 9:30 we'll just start to either go up or down depending on what that news was at 8:30. So it's moving steady. I like these bars as well because unlike the minute bars or our $1 million bars, they're all over the place. You have doji candles and wicks everywhere, so it really makes you a little bit nervous when you're watching candles perform like that. So this is a good way. It measures the entry. That's what these lines are. So this is where it entered the market. That's where the stop would have been. That's where the profit is. So when it enters a trade, it kind of lines up with that, depending on how fast it is. Another reason why, once you decide you like this, you come on board, when I set your server up, the reason I recommend using my link also is because these servers are out of Illinois and they're really fast. So your ping rate, your latency on this is like 0.03 milliseconds. So unlike other servers where you might be at 15, 20, 30, even 50 milliseconds, you want to execute your trade as quickly as possible. Okay, just enter into another one, which is a buy. Okay, and that one hit. Now, because that first one was at 290, that's why it didn't shut off at 900 because it's $10 under the 900. So you could adjust that inside of the indicator. You can put in there, maybe 880. That way, on the days where it might just slip $10 or so, you're still there. For this instance, though, I want to let it keep running just because I want you to see when it cuts off or if it takes a loss or anything. So we'll let it keep running. It's only been 23 minutes. We're at 10:15, 10:16. And hopefully by 10:30, because I'll take this clock to about 25, 26 minutes. Hopefully we can either, oh, okay, there's another one just entered. That's another buy. And you see, okay, I'm gonna stop this. So it reached the profit for the day, which was 900. It went over. So when it does that, it shuts it off automatically. And that was right on time too. So it shuts it off automatically so you don't overtrade. So again, you get the bot, a 4-in-1 bot, so it can work on 4 different instruments. You get our preferred settings, our stop strategy, everything you need in order to start trading futures. So if you're interested, reach out to me, 760-422-3052, or just send me an email, cjriceperez@gmail.com. Any way to contact me, let me know, get you started. We're also going to do demos. So we'll probably end up giving out 2-week demos so that you can run it for 2 weeks before you pay the 800. So that gives you the ability to test it for yourself, see if you like it. If you do, then you just pay the money afterwards, get you set up on the server, everything installed for you, have you ready to rock and roll. So guys, thank you again. If you have any questions about the bot, or just you're ready to go, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you. Bye.